Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Top Tier TCG, where we talk about different decks and their strategies. And for today's episode, we're talking about probably what I believe is the best budget deck in the current and future meta for Pokemon. And it is the Munkidori Feraligatr combination. This deck has been making some good rounds in the Japanese circuit, and it's been doing well against some of the bigger decks like Charizard and stuff. I think the only issue it has is with the Dragapult, which is a really hard matchup. But I think that's for a lot of cards right now. A lot of decks cannot hold up to Dragapult. He's just way too fast. But if you're barely starting to get into Pokemon and you have been wanting to make a competitive deck, but you want to stay within budget, this deck is probably the one for you. There's different versions of this deck that are running from like $31 all the way up to $40, which is really good for a budget deck. And both of those deck styles have gotten first place at local city leagues. I think it's more of just the pilot who has it and how they play the deck, and with a little bit of luck, because that's how Pokemon is. But let's just get started here. We're going to start off with the Pokemon like usual, and I'm going to explain what they do and what's the best way to use them. And then we're going to move over to trainers and the energy count. So we'll start off with little old Totodile here. We run 4 of those, and he has 70 HP, and he has the move Big Bite for 10 damage. The main purpose of this one is just to get your Feraligatr out and get it started. The move Big Bite is really good if you just can't evolve them that turn. You can kind of like boss's order a Pokemon that doesn't have any energy, and you can use Big Bite so they can't retreat it. They might have a switch, they might not, but it could buy you some time if you don't have it. And then we have its evolution line of Croconaw, and we're going to carry 3 of these guys. And it has the move Reverse Thrust for 30 damage. But what it does, it switches this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Now, this is a really important move for the matchup because you are pairing it with the Mimikyu. And what it does is you can attack your opponent. If they happen to be an EX Pokemon, you can attack them, and then you can switch out with the Mimikyu, and that way they can't do damage to you next turn. It becomes really useful if they don't have a boss's order or if they have a small hand. But we're going to carry 3 of those, and then we're going to move on to the Feraligatr, which we're going to carry 3 of as well. So it has 180 HP, pretty decent. It has the move Giant Wave for 160, which is also pretty decent for 2 water energy. You just can't use it the next turn. But we really like it for its ability Oriental Heart. Once during your turn, you may put 5 damage counters on this Pokemon. If you do, during this turn, the attacks of this Pokemon do 120 more damage. So now your move that's 160 just moved up to 280, which can knock out a lot of different Pokemon. The only issue is it doesn't reach the numbers to knock out the Charizard or the Dragapult, or I can't think of any other one right now, but it can definitely knock out all the Ogerpons, the Raging Bolts, and some other big names that are on the 280 range. But that's why we have this support Pokemon over here, and his name happens to be Munkidori, and we have 3 of these, and it only has 110 HP, has the move Mind Bend for 60, but we're not going to worry about the attack. We want it more for its ability, Adrena Brain. Once during your turn, if your Pokemon has any dark energy attached, you may move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Pokemon to your opponent's Pokemon. So this is really good with your Feraligatr because you can throw 5 damage counters on yourself, and you can use the Munkidori to move 3 over. Now, you can use multiple Munkidoris in one turn. So if you have 2 of them and your Feraligatr already has like 70 damage, you can move 60 over, which will definitely get the number for the Charizard and for the Dragapult. And if you have 3 Munkidoris out, very rare occasion, with all that, you're doing 90 damage if you can get it to that point, which is really good because you can knock out some of the support Pokemon they have in the background, or the Budew if they have one in there. Which brings me up to the next card we have on here. My version's a little different. I like to carry the Budew just to buy me some time because sometimes our hand isn't that great. But with the Itchy Pollen attack, only does 10 damage, but your opponent can't use any item cards next turn, which is really nice if they have to use a rare candy or if they're trying to get Ultra Ball to get their deck running. It could put them behind a bit, which gives you enough time to evolve to the Feraligatr, set up your Munkidoris, and all that good stuff. And the final Pokemon we have here is our friend Relicanth. And we only carry 2, and we're not using it for its HP, we're not using it for its attack, we're just using it for its good old ability. Memory Drive. Each of your evolved Pokemon can use any attacks from the previous evolutions, but you still need the necessary energy to do the attack. Now, why is this useful? For Feraligatr and its move on its previous evolution form, Croconaw the Reverse Thrust. So you're going to do, using its ability, add that 120, and then you're going to do Reverse Thrust. So it's going to be 150 damage, and then you're going to be able to switch it over to that Mimikyu. That way your opponent cannot attack you next turn, which is really great because then on the next move, you can move more of those damage counters energies. So if you were able to move 60 and then do the thrust for 150, that makes it 210, and then the next turn, move over another 60. So you're doing 270 damage with one attack, if it works out right for you. It's a little weird of a combination to pull off, but if you can get it, you're getting some pretty cool knockouts with this deck. But that's all the Pokemon, 18 in total. And then we're going to move on to the trainers here. And this is where it gets kind of different. It kind of varies with how you play it. Some people use Grand Tree. Some people use Precious Trolley with different tool cards. These are the ones I like to use. So we're just going to go through them real quick. I have a Switch in there. I only run one, just in case they want to boss order the Relicanth or the Munkidori. That way I can get it out of the way. Or if I have that in my hand, I can use the Croconaw attack with the Feraligatr and put in that Mimikyu and then switch it back to use that Feraligatr again. When you got one in there, that's probably all you need. And then we have one Crispin. We're using this for its searching up to 2 basic energies in your deck, attach one of them to a Pokemon, and the other one goes into your hand. This is really good if you don't have any energy attached to any of your Pokemon. You can attach that water to Feraligatr and then that dark energy to Munkidori. So now you got that effective use of moving the damage counters around. And after that, you kind of only need one energy at a time to attach, so one of them should be good for you. But then we move over to the Arvens here, which would carry 3, personally. You search your deck for an item card and a tool card, put them in your hand and shuffle your deck. Really good beginning card here. We can get our Buddy-Buddy Poffins, set up those Totodiles, and then we can get our tool card that we need, whether it be the Luxurious Cape or the Rescue Board or the TM Evolution. So we run 3 of those, kind of try to get them in the beginning of the game to help us set up. And then I carry only 1 Earthen Vessel. Up to you if you want to carry 2, but this card lets you grab up to 2 basic energies from your deck, put them in your hand, and shuffle your deck afterwards. If you need that extra water or that extra darkness energy to attach, get them both out. That way you don't have to worry about them next turn. I only use 1 of those, and you can find that with the Arven. And then we have 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffins. Kind of want these in the beginning of the game. You can move it up to 3, that might be better for you, just so you can get the Totodiles and the Relicanth out. Well, you can't get the Relicanth, but you can get the Mimikyu out. That way you can get those all set up on your first turn. But we do have other cards that help us set up in that way. And then we have Counter Catcher. We carry 3 of those. This deck is a little slower, so your opponent's most likely going to get a knockout there. So we use this card. If they're ahead of us, we can gust out one of the Pokemon we want to knock out. So we're going to carry 3 of those in there. And then the A-Spec of choice is going to be the Grand Tree. This is your bread and butter here. What you do with this card is you evolve one of your Pokemon that's already been played. Can't be the same turn. But if you have a Totodile in that you put in last turn, you can use Grand Tree to grab both evolutions out of your deck and evolve it all the way up to the Feraligatr, which is really nice if you already attach your energy. Helps speed up the game for you, get those knockouts when you need to. Your opponent can get rid of it if they put another supporter there or use the Lost Blower, but this card's really perfect. You could go with the Precious Trolley to set up your whole deck. I prefer the Grand Tree. That's totally up to you. And then we carry 4 Ionos, which makes you and your opponent shuffle their hand to the bottom of their deck and then take out however many cards you have as prize cards. We're going to carry 4 just to disrupt our opponent a lot, because a lot of times they'll get ahead and we want them to have a smaller hand, especially with the Dragapults. They're able to get a bunch of cards out, so if you can get rid of what they have and not let them evolve to the Dragapults or whatever, this is a beautiful card to have, and I carry 4 of those in here. Then we have our Pokégear 3.0s. Let you look at the top 7 cards of your deck and take a supporter card and put it into your hand. We carry 4 of these. We want to use these as much as possible to get the supporters we need, whether that be the Iono, the Boss's Order, the Arven, or the Crispin, or the Lana's Aid. It just makes it more consistent because we don't have a draw engine in this deck, so we're basically focusing on our trainer cards to get us the other cards that we need. We're going to carry 4 of those in there. And then we have Lana's Aid, which puts up to a combination of 3 Pokemon and energies into your hand without a rule box. So you can put your Croconaws, your Totodiles, and then some energies back. You can put a Munkidori, you can get your Budew, your Mimikyu. This is really nice in case you get one of them knocked out and you need that energy and you already evolved. Great card to have. I only carry 2 of them in there because once you get the deck going, these become kind of useless. And then we move on to one of the tool cards here. It's going to be the Luxurious Cape. This adds 100 HP to your Pokemon, but if it gets knocked out, your opponent takes 2 prize cards. Now this is kind of one you want to use wisely. If you're playing against a Dragapult, just you better hope they don't gust your main attacker with the Luxurious Cape on, because they will knock it out, and they will take those 2 prize cards and then knock out a 3rd one on your bench, because it's just really good doing that. But I like to put these on the Mimikyu. Makes it really hard for them to get them out of the game. Put them on your Feraligatr, gives it 280 HP, a little harder to knock out, but just be wary because they can take 2 prize cards if they knock you out with this. And then we have the Night Stretcher. You can only carry 1 of them because we already have the Lana's Aid, but this one comes in clutch if you need that Pokemon or the basic energy. Get your evolution line back, stuff like that. Only carry 1 of those in there. And then we have Colress Tenacity. Search your deck for a stadium card and an energy card, reveal them, put them in your hand. This is a perfect way for us to get that energy and the Grand Tree out, because that's the stadium we have alongside with 1 other. And we need this kind of in the beginning of the game. If you already have your Totodile out and you have your Munkidori out and you've already attached an energy, you're like, oh, Colress Tenacity. Grab it, evolve your Totodile, put the energy on Munkidori, and now you can start getting your rhythm going with the attack combinations. And we carry 2 of them in there only because we want to increase our chances. And we have another stadium that I'll talk about in a second. But now we have our rescue board. I added this one just because it gets annoying when they put that Mimikyu or the Relicanth or the Munkidori out in your active spot without you wanting that, and you have no way to retreat. Rescue board's your best friend because they all have 1 retreat cost, so this makes it 0. And then it goes really good if you're using that Croconaw attack to switch out and put a Pokemon that you don't really care about getting knocked out. And if they don't knock it out, bring it back and start using your attacks again. But yeah, I only carry 1 of those in there. And then we have 2 Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Really good way just to get a fresh hand in there, because sometimes it does slow down a bit if you can't pull the Ionos. It's really easy to sacrifice cards in this deck. You're not really punished for throwing away cards in this one, from what I've been experiencing, so feel free to use these. I only put 2 of them in there. And then we have Artazon, the other stadium. We carry 2. Once in your turn, you may search for a basic Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box and put on your bench. Anything in your deck. Like, this is every Pokemon you have, so if you have those Totodiles and you need that Munkidori out, do that, or that Relicanth, get that, the Mimikyu, all of it, your Budew. Really good way to get all those Pokemon out, and we get 2 of them. Just be wary because your opponent's going to do the same thing. Same with the Grand Tree, they could use that as well, but it's just really beneficial for you. Up to you how many of these you want to carry. And then we have 1 Boss's Order. You usually only need 1 because we can do damage on the bench with our Munkidoris. This is just if we see a little baby Pokemon and want to get them knocked out, or if we're trying to buy ourselves some time. We'll need 1 of those in there. And then we have, I believe this is the last tool card. It's a TM Evolution, and it's only 1 of them in there. Choose up to 2 of your bench Pokemon and look for the evolution from your deck and evolve those Pokemon. You can put this on your Budew, you can put this on your Munkidori. It's a colorless energy attachment, so use that to evolve the Pokemon early game. Really useful, but we only need 1 to get it going. And that's it for the trainers. And then we're going to move on to our energies here. I carry 4 water energies, 3 darkness energies, and 1 luminous energy. Luminous energy just helps build consistency. You can put that on your Mimikyu because it does require a psychic energy. So you can do that with a water or dark, and you can do that 7 damage counters move over. It's been coming in handy a lot. But yeah, that's it for this Monkeygator deck. And now I'm going to show you how to play it. Thank you again if you've been watching the whole way. If you're enjoying this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe. Hey, what's up guys? You made it to the next part of the video where I show the deck testing. Unfortunately, the audio cut off and I didn't realize that, so there's no audio here for this match. So just enjoy with some chill music in the background. Again, thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it to your friends. It really helps out the channel. You guys are sick, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.